So, with the FPS market sort of, doing what it's been doing lately, I've been really keeping a close eye on this little FPS title coming from the Farm 51, World War III. And since we last looked at the game in the later stages of 2021, well, all I can really say is that this is quickly becoming the game to watch, and is really sticking it to the industry titans that have been caught stumbling as of late. G'day there once again viewers, your mate Kamikaze78 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the latest improvements made to World War III. Right out of the gate, guys, I've got to say that this game is quickly becoming the filler for that gap that Battlefield 2042 left for me when that game released the way it did. World War III, as we said in our previous video covering this game, has some really great core mechanics and gameplay to build off of. And as it continues getting updated and maturing over time, this has every opportunity to be the Battlefield quote-unquote killer that you have seen many dub this game to be. And after this latest update, the game has matured in a very big way. So, the update itself, what was included? Well, for an update sitting at a whopping 12.6-ish gigabytes in size, you'd hope there'd be some good stuff involved, unlike a good old Warzone update where a simple balance pass would see the same download size. All my fellow OG Modern Warfare era Warzone players will remember those days where a simple balance pass on a weapon would be a 5 gigabyte download, but no, here we have an address of one of the game's most notable problems since the re-release of the title. That being the goddamn sound design. And I am pleased to report that yeah, the Farm 51 got it pretty right here with this update. Everything from the weapon sounds, whether they be suppressed, non-suppressed, far or near, first or third person, they sound pretty great, at least a country mile ahead of where they were prior to this update. Weapons that had no sounds at all are now in the game, which is nice, has to be said. But in addition to that, footstep audio has also seen a lot of attention, getting it to a much more uniformed and immersive state. And it kind of works a lot better with the overall level ambient audio as well, to really sell you on the world of the game. I know that this may not seem like a big deal to many, but I kind of like it when shooter games not only have sound designs that provide information to you, the player, but also sell you on the world that they are located in. World War III sports excellent ambient audio in some areas of the maps, and now that the action audio has caught up to that quality, it's a much more cohesive experience. But the most important part here with the audio redesign is of course the information it provides to you as a player. Sound design tells us a lot as players about imminent threats or movement of the players around you. After this patch, I've felt like I've had a much clearer understanding of what's happening around me. Footsteps have been improved greatly here, as I said before, and when traversing CQC environments, I've had a much better understanding of who and what is around me based on sound alone. I find myself staring at the minimap a whole lot less often because I simply knew what was going on. It's a great quality of life element, and I'm really glad the developers took the time to get the sound design to an acceptable level before they opted to push the game to a wider audience with their upcoming full release. Now, I have to say, despite the updates to the audio, it's still not the highest quality audioscape I've had the pleasure of laying my ears on in a video game. Airstrike and artillery audio still feels a bit flat to me, if I'm being honest. It almost feels like one of those sort of royalty-free explosion sound effects that you can find on YouTube nowadays, you know? Now, this could also be a skewed opinion coming from games like Squad, which is admittedly a game that has spoiled us with one of the best audio designs in games in recent history. So there's a chance that I'm judging the audio a bit too critically here, but hey, when you have other games setting the mark, you should always push to at least meet that or excel past it. So I hope the Farm 51 continue to make improvements and updates where they need to on the audio front, despite the win they've had here. At the core, this update was a huge step in pushing World War III to the point where it could feel like a more complete game, a true competitor on the wider first-person shooter market that could have a real chance at captivating a player base that's been sort of left behind by other IPs as of late. With Battlefield on life support, it's clear that a lot of players are looking for new ways to scratch that Battlefield itch. This could very well be the game that scratches that itch for a lot of you out there. And by the way, this isn't a sponsored video, this is an honest opinion. It has been dubbed by a lot of people as the quote-unquote Battlefield killer, as we said before. And if the developers here keep making good progress and start getting out some content, it could live up to that title. Now granted, Battlefield Battlefield has, well, kind of killed itself as of late. You know, with Battlefield 5 and now Battlefield 2042, it's kind of done the hard work there. I actually wanted to do a video on that whole situation surrounding Battlefield 2042 and the fact that only just now have we gotten a scoreboard that doesn't even function at the end of round screen, but at this stage I can't even get gameplay in Battlefield 2042 due to the dying server population, so I guess that idea is out. But the point being, if the Farm 51 get their act together and keep pushing out these updates, then while Battlefield may have done the digging of its own grave, World War III and the Farm 51 might be the one filling up said grave. Now, in saying that, some work still needs to be done here to get to that sweet spot, you know? For one, and sure, admittedly, vehicles were touched up a bit in this past update, but I still feel like they fundamentally could use some work. For a game that takes a few more quote-unquote hardcore shooter traits in the infantry gameplay, it feels weird, for example, that the default vehicle view is third person in this game. The vehicles also, across the board, feel incredibly floaty and arcadey, at least to me. Once again, infantry combat in this game feels weighted and grounded. Comparatively, the vehicle gameplay has yet to show that sense of maturity for me personally. Heavy armored vehicles in this game behave like a go-kart at times, and when you take into consideration the fact that, for example, an RPG has a small firing delay on it and a huge, muzzle velocity drop over time, it feels like these two aspects of the game are trying to work as two separate games right now. They're trying to achieve different feels, different vibes, and at the same time, the relationship there isn't as synchronous as I think it could be. I want to clarify really quickly though, I have no issue with the vehicles being a force multiplier and a force to be reckoned with, and I don't necessarily think there needs to be a nerf to their firepower or their survivability, for example. I just think they need a bit of a refinement on the implementation still. The best Battlefield games in the series, Battlefield 3 for example, showed great signs of maturity surrounding combined arms gameplay, creating a pace that both infantry and vehicles worked with each other towards. Right now, World War III to me hasn't quite gotten that pace sorted out yet, but over time, I'm sure they'll get it right. Also, and I know this is going to be unique as hell to me, but I am dying for some local servers as well. I'm an Australian, for those who don't know, or who couldn't tell by the accent, and I know there's a community of Aussies out there who would be on this game in a heartbeat if the server situation was a little kinder. I mean, the game is great at its core, but damn, the ping is a bit much. Playing on European servers or even US servers at times, it's very difficult to remain competitive consistently. So if we could get that happening, that would just be fantastic. In general, guys, I love a good underdog story in the gaming industry, especially if it's a title that's trying to break into a completely saturated market and do so with some gusto. World War III is quickly becoming a successful underdog competitor in this industry where there's been a huge market gap left by our old faithful AAA developers that have kind of let us down as of late. So to see a studio like the Farm 51 come back swinging, continue making important updates to their game and improving the overall quality of their game and not just trying to make a very quick buck off of their consumers, it's kind of rejuvenating almost to see. And at this stage, I really hope they continue on this positive trend that they seem to have set themselves. If they do, I'm very interested in continuing to make more guides and content for this game as time goes on. So be sure you get subscribed for that if you're interested. It'd be great to have you guys here for the long run. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to backhand the like button, it goes a long way. If you didn't like the video, well, that dislike button works there as well. Leave a comment down below, let me know what your thoughts are on World War III as it stands right now. Do you like the game? Are you enjoying it? What do you want to see added in the long run? Leave some comments, would love to hear it. Also, if you're still here, there's a chance that I'm currently in the middle of my 24-hour live stream, which we're running here on my YouTube channel. So just head to the main channel page and yeah, you might catch me live during that 24-hour live stream. Chances are I'm probably on my ear and feeling a little worse for wear, but it's all in fun. Would love to see you guys hang around for that one as well. If it's not live yet, you've either missed it or it's yet to go live. Just check out the channel, it's on the homepage. You'll either see it as a scheduled, live, or VOD format. Once again, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Peace out, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Take care, guys. Have a good one.